We are not only understanding about money, but we are also understanding how money is placed in our life and how money represents the surrounding we are in and how each of these factors contribute into our journey. So let's begin today by understanding some very basic things, and that is our basic instinct, right? Our basic instinct in life definitely gets fulfilled. Have you noticed this? Whatever you have as a basic instinct will definitely get fulfilled. This applies not only to us, this applies to every being on this planet. How? So, if you notice that any animal, any bird, all of them have this migratory sense to find food. Food is that kind of a basic instinct that does not stop or does not wait to get fulfilled. How does this work? You might have seen that in many cultures, we also have the ritual of either fasting or prolonging our time of eating to invite abundance in our life or to get some kind of wishes come true. We already know this in us. If we want to start attracting something, connecting it to our food is a natural instinct. We do it naturally. So let's explore this science of how does this work, or what is it that makes things magically happen when we are probably starving for it. That's really the right word. We have this confidence that what we are starving for definitely comes true. So what is that science? So one very clear understanding we have is all our mental pursuits, if you pursue something only mentally, where you're demanding things for reasons which are more of mental structure, for them to come true, there is a different process. Maybe it's a prolonged process, and there is not much confidence. In fact, there is always a sense of longing when you are pursuing targets, images, status that are completely coming from your mind structure, completely coming from your own ego structure, which is situated in your mind, then till the time we don't receive it, there is a longing for it. There is a kind of a not a frustration, but there is also that kind of a disappointment of not having received it as soon as you had wanted. But it's not the same for food. When we have longing or when we have need for food, we don't have that kind of no confidence, or we don't have that kind of insecurity. We, in fact, create a higher level of instinct and action, and we definitely go and generate food, create food. Not only us, every being. This is our natural instinct. We might not be a person who reach out to people, talk to people, might be reserved, very content with ourselves, happy with that. But when you get hungry, those things don't matter. You will talk about it, you will ask it, you will seek the first thing that's available, and you will quench it, you will satisfy that hunger, that instinct. So, this instinct, these instincts that we have, is what the planet also understands. Our natural instincts is what our body understands, our environment understands, and fulfilling them is not a big question of skill or talent. It is just something that we know we will just go out there and fulfill it. So when we have these kind of instincts, our basic instinct of survival, When that comes into picture, not only the organs connected to it, but also every cell in your body starts vibrating and starts demanding and starts inviting the thing that you are seeking. So, one thing about natural instinct is that you cannot fake it. You cannot fake being hungry. You cannot fake being attracted. You cannot fake these pursuits. You cannot fake being thirsty. These things you cannot fake. They have to be natural. They have to be, they really have to be your instinct that come from your core. And we all know this. We have experienced this. Imagine a child. Imagine a young child. And if he wants, say, a chocolate, a simple example, something that everyone can relate. Imagine a child if he wants a chocolate. Do you think he will know or he will understand the price of it? Will he understand that there is the time of the day that can be available or not available? Will he understand other parameters like how the chocolate might not be good for him in the long run? He has no reasoning for this. The time, the moment he decides, his natural instinct decides, I want chocolate, and that's it. It will come, right? He will want it, he will express that need, he might yell for it, he might repeatedly ask for it, till the point you get out of your space and create it for him anyhow. If you're not able to create it exactly, you create something makeshift, but in that moment, you satisfy that need anyhow. Just relate to that moment. That is the moment of ultimate creation. When we have that kind of craving, then all the practical parameters are set aside and only manifestation is triggered. We want it anyhow. At the same time, all our survival needs behave the same way. So, what is the phenomena that's overriding these restrictive physical parameters that we usually have? Oh, when I call someone, what will he think? How can I ask that person? What will I say? Do I have enough to offer? And all these limitations that we might have. But when it comes down to the last call, an emergency, when the real manifestation happens, there are none of these physical parameters available. These restrictive, these limiting beliefs don't count anymore. So, why do we prolong ourselves to wait for that kind of emergency? Is it necessary to train our mind, our body, our life to only grant us when we have emergencies? Is it something that we've been training ourselves to remain content and then finally reach a point of emergency and then burst into this immense action mode which makes everything possible? When you're hungry, especially when you're hungry or thirsty, your body, every cell in your body activates and starts generating a single pulse, and the entire being starts getting electrified. Your focus becomes completely centric into one topic, and that is get food. Simple. It doesn't matter your anxiety, your moods, the emotions you're going through, the thoughts in your mind, these things are all overridden. Single instinct, get food. We become a magnet. Imagine the principle of a magnet. The magnet doesn't need to be activated all the time, it is always activated. It's always attracting within its sphere. You cannot resist but getting attracted. So, when our entire body is charged up, we do the same thing. As hunger being a very stark example, an extreme example, it's the same phenomena you can observe when you're excited, when you're enthusiastic, when you're full of energy, full of power, and full celebration, when you are attending marriages, when you're attending festivals, great public events, at that time as well, you are able to override your normal behavior patterns and you go into a hyped state, a heightened state, and you become a magnet. You're able to talk to strangers, you're able to pick up conversations, you're able to not react on petty issues, you're able to laugh, you're able to just enjoy the moment. And when you become so enthusiastic, imagine going to a sports event of high energy. In that moment, the entire crowd becomes one thought, becomes one family. They start reacting at the same things, and there's a single instinct going in all of them. And when our energy levels rise up so much, again we turn into a magnet. Everyone around us likes us, they start smiling at us, they start talking to us, they don't mind us talking to them, and we are able to engage and we are able to create. This is a phenomena that is available to us and completely based on your energy, because money as well as energy is a frequency. Everything in life is a frequency. So the frequency you tune into is what you will start attracting. Very simple. Simple to say, and how do we put it in practice? This has to be practiced, understood, and put into action consciously. So today we're going to go explore how our natural instincts are created. How can we justify or how can we tailor make our natural instincts or our demands? And how can we align our, our power of attraction to the things that we are looking for our targets? So, with this thought, with the idea of the money magnet, we will start our daily meditation and we will explore deeper core areas where all our truth and all the science is existing and performing as it is. The best part about science is it has laws, rules that can be learned and that can be performed each and every time to get the desired result. So let's begin our meditation today. Find a quiet place and we may begin.